This video breaks down exactly how much water you need each day based on science. So the first thing I want to give you that people may not know, there's a lag between actually being dehydrated and feeling thirsty. Once you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So tip number one is that you want to stay on top and ahead of this, right? So you want to constantly drink water. So the first thing you should do in the morning is drink anywhere between 16 and 20 ounces of water. 1 to 2% dehydration is already impacting you in a number of ways, right? So one, your mental focus goes down, right? With just 1% to 2% dehydration of body weight. Muscle contraction goes down. Your body's ability to regulate heat decreases. Your mood can change. You start experiencing more fatigue, endurance, your aerobic capacity declines. This is just with 1 to 2% dehydration. Now, getting to the good stuff is how much water do you actually need each day? It depends on a number of factors. It depends on body weight. Someone who's 250 pounds needs more water than someone who's 180 pounds. Someone who's a heavy sweater, and I work with athletes. I can think of two guys in my head who sweat like we literally have to have a towel because they're just dripping throughout the entire activity. And then I work with other guys who don't sweat at all. Like they could go to 2 hours of activity and their shirt is barely wet. Those two athletes, they have different water intake requirements. I mean, a good rule of thumb is to take your body weight, chop it in half, and consume that amount in ounces. So I'm 220 pounds. I would need 110 ounces of water a day. Here are some just general numbers out there for most people based on average body weight. Men need about 3.7 liters per day, and that's like 8 bottles of water. And women need roughly 2.7 liters of water, which is 6 bottles of water a day. That's general baseline guidelines, but I think you could go a long way by just consuming half of your body weight in ounces. A couple of things to keep in mind when it comes to water consumption. So I train a ton. So when I'm training, I'm going to sweat more, right, throughout the day. So I'm going to need to consume more water. So that's one rule of thumb, right? So you could go with this half your body weight in ounces theory, but if you're training, you want to consume more water on the front end, during, and after. The second thing to keep in mind is your body weight. If you're a big dude or if you're a heavier person, you're going to need more water. So, you may want to go above half your body weight in ounces or above 3.7 liters or 2.7 liters, whatever the recommendation may be. Then you want to take into account climate. So if I'm on vacation, I'm going to Jamaica this summer, it's going to be hot. I'm going to need to drink more water. So these are things you got to keep in mind. I just want to run through the list of just what happens when you're dehydrated. So, as I mentioned, that 1 to 2% mental clarity goes down. You start experiencing more fatigue. Your mood changes. Your aerobic capacity, your ability to run. So, if you were going out for a run, a 5 mile run, and you're 1 to 2% dehydrated, that run is either going to feel more difficult. You're not going to perform as well. You're not going to be as fast or hit your normal times just because of that dehydration. At 3% dehydration, muscle strength goes down. Your perceived effort goes up. So, activity that was normally like, let's call it a 5 in terms of difficulty on a scale of 1 to 10 may feel like a 7 to you because you're dehydrated. Your muscle strength goes down. So, your ability to lift a specific amount of weight, you're not going to have it that day. So, and this has happened to everyone. And it's been so subtle that you don't notice it. You might go to the gym and you just don't have it that day. And you're like, damn, man, last week I was hitting this weight. I hit this weight for 4 sets, 8 reps. And today I'm barely getting it up. I'm getting 3 reps. I mean, it could be dehydration. At 4%, your reaction and your focus declines. For athletes or even the people who go to work, your ability to focus on the task drops only at 4%. 5%, there's cardiovascular strain. You start feeling dizzy. You experience headaches. So takeaways and tips. One, I think for me personally, a water bottle has been huge because I'm able to fill that water bottle up. I fill it up before I leave the house. And whenever I have my water bottle, I normally get all my water in and I'll fill that water bottle up. I'll flash to it right here, but I'll fill it up. I'll drink that probably by like towards the later end of the afternoon, and I'll fill it up again, and I'll drink about half of that. And I always hit my water goals. Two, sometimes water's bland, man. You want to switch it up, so sometimes I'll squeeze a lemon in my water. I'll use electrolytes. I use a company that which I have no affiliation with, but I'll put a link in the bio and I'll flash to it. It's called Drip Drop. Second tip is look at your urine. If your urine, when you use the restroom, is dark yellow, you're dehydrated. So for me, it's almost like a game. I've noticed. Like if I get up in the morning and I see my and I use the restroom and that the toilet's like bright yellow, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get some water in. And I just keep drinking water. And every time I go to the bathroom, I'm looking in the. I don't know why I'm like that, but recently I noticed, like subconsciously, I'm like, damn, man, I'm over here trying to get out the yellow, man. I need to go white, baby. Go white, baby. And then finally, it's just preparation, man. I think I like my water cold. I have a water filter at night before I go to sleep. It's in the fridge. It's cold. I have my water bottle on the counter. I wake up in the morning. I'll fill that water bottle up and I'm out the door. Hopefully, folks, that was helpful. If it was, drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know how much water you drink in a day. All right, how many of these guys do you drink in a day?